The ancient legacy pillars of the world in ethics and social structure reflect the values, norms, and hierarchical systems that governed ancient civilizations. These structures influenced the development of social relationships, law, morality, and governance in ways that continue to shape modern societies. Below are the key pillars of ancient civilizations in ethics and social structure. 1. Mesopotamian ethics and social structure. Ethics. In Mesopotamian societies, ethical codes were heavily influenced by religion and the law. The Code of Ur-Nammu, circa 2100 BCE, and the Code of Hammurabi, circa 1754 BCE, are some of the earliest examples of codified laws. These codes emphasized justice, retribution, and protection of the weak, including women, children, and slaves, although in a way that often maintained social hierarchies. The ethical framework of these codes also addressed property rights, inheritance, and family obligations, reinforcing the importance of social order and divine justice. Social structure. Mesopotamian society was highly stratified, with a king or ruler at the top, followed by priests, nobles, merchants, artisans, and farmers. At the bottom of the social pyramid were slaves, who were often prisoners of war or indebted individuals. The temples played a central role in governance, law, and social life, with the priesthood wielding significant influence over both the economy and the ethical values of the society. The patriarchal nature of the Mesopotamian family structure meant that men held authority, while women had rights but were still subordinate in legal and social contexts. 2. Egyptian ethics and social structure. Ethics, Mat, the concept of cosmic order, truth, and justice, was central to Egyptian ethics. The pharaoh, considered a god on earth, was seen as the guarantor of Mat, and maintaining harmony and justice was viewed as essential to both the social and cosmic order. Personal morality was tied to maintaining Mat, and individuals were encouraged to live righteous lives, which included honesty, integrity, and respect for the divine order. The weighing of the heart ceremony in the afterlife, where the heart was weighed against the feather of Mat, was symbolic of this ethical framework. Social structure. The social hierarchy in Egypt was highly stratified. The pharaoh stood at the top as both a political and religious leader, followed by the viziers, priests, and scribes. Artisans and merchants formed the middle class, and farmers and laborers occupied the lower ranks. Slaves, often prisoners of war, were at the bottom. Family structure was patriarchal. But women in Egypt had significant rights compared to other ancient cultures, including the ability to inherit property and engage in legal matters. Social mobility was limited, but individuals could improve their status through marriage, military service, or becoming skilled in specialized trades. 3. Greek ethics and social structure. Ethics. Greek ethics were influenced by both philosophy and religion. Philosophers like Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle emphasized virtues such as wisdom, courage, moderation, and justice. Socratic ethics focused on knowledge and moral reasoning as the path to virtuous living, while Aristotelian ethics emphasized the concept of the golden mean, living a balanced life. Greek ethical principles were largely individualistic, with an emphasis on personal responsibility and civic duty. However, they were also deeply intertwined with the idea of honor, especially in the context of warfare and relationships. Social structure. Ancient Greek society was divided into citizens, non-citizens, including women, slaves, and foreigners, and slaves. Citizens had the right to participate in politics and were often involved in military service, while women and slaves had limited rights. In Sparta, social structure was highly militaristic, with a focus on discipline, collective well-being, and the role of warriors. In Athens, democracy allowed for some degree of social mobility, but citizenship was still limited to male landowners. Greek family structure was patriarchal, with fathers holding authority over households. Marriage was often arranged, and women's roles were primarily domestic. 4. Roman ethics and social structure. Ethics. Roman ethics was shaped by a blend of Roman law, philosophy, and tradition. The virtues of gravitas, seriousness, pietas, duty to family and state, virtus, courage, and fides, trustworthiness, were highly valued. Stoic philosophy, represented by figures like Seneca and Epictetus, had a significant influence on Roman ethical thought. Stoicism emphasized self-control, rationality, and the pursuit of virtue in the face of adversity. Roman citizens were expected to adhere to a strict sense of duty, loyalty to the state, and respect for authority, especially the family patriarch and the emperor. Social structure. Roman society was organized into a rigid hierarchy of patricians, aristocratic families, plebeians, common citizens, and slaves. The emperor stood at the top, followed by senators, equites, wealthy knights, and plebeians. The Roman family was patriarchal, with the paterfamilias, male head of the household, holding legal authority over all family members. Social mobility was possible for those who achieved military or political success, but the class system remained entrenched. Slaves were considered property, but their treatment varied depending on their role, from agricultural laborers to skilled artisans or even household managers. 5. Indian ethics and social structure. Ethics. Dharma, righteousness, and karma, action and its consequences, were central to Indian ethics. Dharma referred to the moral order of the universe and the duties one must perform to maintain social harmony and cosmic balance. The concept of ahimsa, non-violence, particularly in Hinduism and Buddhism, shaped ethical behavior. Indian ethical teachings were often conveyed through religious texts such as the Vedas, Upanishads, and Bhagavad Gita, with an emphasis on self-discipline, renunciation, and spiritual growth. Social structure. Varna, class system, and caste, jati, defined the social structure in ancient India. The four main varnas were Brahmins, priests and scholars; Kshatriyas, warriors and rulers; Vaishyas, merchants and farmers; and Shudras, laborers and servants. The untouchables, or Dalits, were outside the Varna system and faced severe social discrimination. Family structure was patriarchal, with the father or eldest male serving as the head of the household. Marriage was an important social institution, and women were typically responsible for domestic duties, although they had some rights in terms of inheritance and property. The caste system was rigid, with limited social mobility. Although some individuals could change their social status through exceptional deeds or by leaving the traditional social order, e.g., by becoming a monk. 6. Chinese ethics and social structure. Ethics. Confucianism had a profound influence on Chinese ethics, emphasizing filial piety, respect for elders, and loyalty to the family and state. Confucian thought stressed the importance of moral cultivation and social harmony through ethical behavior. Taoism offered a complementary ethical framework, emphasizing simplicity, naturalness, and living in harmony with the Tao, the way, focusing on inner peace and balance. The ethical teachings of both traditions highlighted the importance of social roles, reciprocity, and proper conduct in maintaining the well-being of individuals and the state. Social structure. Traditional Chinese society was hierarchical, with a rigid class structure consisting of scholars, peasants, artisans, and merchants. The emperor was at the top of the hierarchy, regarded as the son of heaven, and responsible for maintaining cosmic harmony. The family was central to Chinese society, with patriarchy dictating the family structure. Filial piety was emphasized, and the eldest male had control over family decisions. Social mobility was theoretically possible through the imperial examination system, which allowed individuals from humble backgrounds to rise to positions of power by demonstrating scholarly ability. 7. Mesoamerican ethics and social structure. Ethics. Mesoamerican ethical principles were often intertwined with religion. In the Aztec and Maya civilizations, ethical behavior was tied to maintaining the favor of the gods and performing ritual sacrifices. Respect for the gods, family, and community were key ethical considerations. The Aztecs practiced a form of social ethics that revolved around collective good, honor, and sacrifice. They also had a highly structured legal system to maintain order. Social structure. Mesoamerican societies, such as the Aztecs and Maya, had hierarchical structures, with a king or emperor at the top, followed by priests, nobles, warriors, and artisans. Slavery existed, and social mobility was possible through military achievement, alliances, or by becoming a skilled craftsman or merchant. The ancient legacy pillars of the world in ethics and social structure laid the foundations for modern concepts of morality, law, and governance. These systems shaped the way people lived, worked, and interacted, influencing societal norms, rights, and obligations across various cultures. Whether in the form of codified laws, religious principles, or moral philosophies, these ancient ethical frameworks and social hierarchies have had the legacy in the development of civilization. Level up your game now. Share your thoughts in the comments. The most powerful comment might get featured with your name. Don't forget to subscribe for your daily dose of raw, unfiltered legacy pillars.